Isaiah 25:7. And he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people, and the veil that is spread over all nations. Shalom. Call halal Yahweh Bashem Abishai Bashem Rakakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so, now more so than ever. To the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, the Israelite foreigners. And to the Yakwath that are listening and learning, to you I say Shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the Great Millstone here in Chicago, coming at you with another lesson in truth, profiling another great historical work by the brother Kuti Mero, Northern Kingdom brother. I've profiled many of his videos in the past. I don't necessarily agree with him wholeheartedly in doctrine, but one thing's for sure, he knows that we are the Israelites, and with the same effort of proof that he proves that Judah, the so-called Negroes that came to the Americas, to Jamaica and to Trinidad and to the the West Indies, with the same vigor and proof, he proves that beyond a shadow of a doubt, the so-called Hispanics, Native Americans were also copper-colored brown people, and that they also are are Israelites as well. And he's very diligent in his searches of these books that are impossible to get. Most of the time, he's using PDF books. And I wasn't aware that you could get Donald Fairbairn's Book of Crest on PDF. So there's nothing that any so-called white person, historian, can teach. When you watch these movies, you watch these television shows, the Vikings, you watch you watch movies that are or shows about the royal family and all that. They're all frauds. The people of Britain, Ireland, and Scotland were indeed so-called black people. The Danes were so-called black people. All right, Israelites, Jacobites. So without any further ado, we're just going to let him present the proof, and then I'll just bring out a couple scriptures at the end. Now, this is an hour video, so the information is just incredible, but I'm going to let about maybe, 5 to 10 minutes play. All right. It may do this, a few times with this very same video, just so this evidence can be brought out, because we're living in the days where the truth is overcoming the lies, man.
Bitches, they are full up, so come now.
Damn commercial. God. In the beginning, on top of that.
A lot of people see those family crests in the websites or internet. Well, this is one of the books that has those crests, that contains those images. I have the other books I showed in other videos. This is the crest of Great Britain and Ireland, Dominion of Canada, India, and Australasia. Australasia, derived from best authorities and family records.
And just for the record, the brother sounds like Shakal, one of the brothers in my camps, one of the Iskarite brothers. His voice, he had the same voice that Shakal has.
All right, this is the Fairbairns crest, family crest. All right, collection. This is one of them right here. All right, the Archer. Now, if you go to the book, you can see what family it is. Number 5, it'll tell you in the book. You can go check it out. All right. These ain't slaves. These are family crest,
These are your true royals.
All right. And so this is an example of one of the pages. Just wanted to show you guys. I zoomed in into some of them. The whole book is filled with this. All right. And this is a close-up of number 7. All right. So what I've been trying to tell everybody is, so what happened to all these dynastic so-called black families and all these dark Welsh and these swarthy Europeans? That they just disappear and go to Africa? Is that what we're gonna believe? Is that what we're logically gonna say? And because when we're talking about indentured servitude and Europeans coming over here, I'm not just talking about light-skinned, pale Europeans. I'm talking about what they were calling the Black Dutch, the Swarthy Germans, the Black Irish, the Black Scots. Hundreds and hundreds of thousands, hundreds and thousands. I'm telling you, we've got the numbers. In case you haven't seen my videos of white servitude, indentured servitude, and I got a lot more coming. And it's just overwhelming the amount of so-called black Europeans that were sent over here to work in plantations, tobacco, sugar plantations, to be, as convict prisoners of war, these Jacobites and all that. I'm going to show you today the muster rolls. All right, we're gonna show you what they look like, what they're described as. All right.
And most of that was done by Cromwell. As he does touch on Cromwell a bit in this video as well. But it was Cromwell who was responsible for the majority of the so-called blacks that were brought to the Americas and to the islands. Oh, and the name of this video is called Swarthy Stuart King James and His Black Jacobites, Historical, Anthropological Proof and Records. Okay, that's what it's, and it's on Cootie Meadows, his channel. All right, Swarthy Stuart King James and His Black Jacobites, Historical, Anthropological Proof and Records. I got a book from 1700s in the next room about the Jacobites that the beloved brother Shatia brought back from me from Scotland. You best believe I have yet to pick up that book, and I am going to read that book. All right, and I'll probably read that book and do a lesson using these images in the background. Yahweh Ratazah.
A very famous family crest book of Great Britain. All right. And so again, this is what you find in this book, different crests. All right.
Wow.
We're gonna zoom into a couple of them again. All right. Now, when I be saying, do you remember who you are? All right. We're all in the journey, right? We're all learning. I'm a student too. Doesn't mean I got all the answers just because I got all these videos and I'm reading all these books. I'm continuing to learn, and I'm starting to see a bigger picture here. A real bigger picture. All right? And I hope that everybody understands what I'm saying and showing. There's another crest right here.
He just said, do you remember who you are? This is Baruch 2:30. For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves.
Yes, these crests are associated to surnames. So again, but I just wanted to go straight to the source, because a lot of people, would say, well, how do we know that's real? And we got this from the archives. They scanned that book. The seals are open. Was this the triune? Number 14. This means something, though. All right. Again, this is what it looks like. Again, this is the Royal Book of Crests of Great Britain and Ireland, Dominion of Canada, India, and Australasia, derived from the best authorities and family records by James Fairbairn. All right. 1883. 1883.
Now, in the book, Nature Knows No Color Line, How dare they put a commercial right then and there? But in the cause this they'll use this as the damn as the
Now this book is
they'll use that as the thumbnail. I'll guarantee you. You know they're not gonna use the images of the black Jacobites and the images in the video. YouTube is gonna use one of those commercial images of an Edomite as the thumbnail to try to help prevent people from watching it. All right. But yeah, and that threw me off. I was about to read a scripture and that changed on me. So let me just let it go a little bit more, Salakia.
a description of the western islands of Scotland, containing a full account of their situation, extent, source, product, Harper's Bay. All right, and it keeps going. So this is from Martin, I believe his name is, and from 1716. All right, this book is from 1716. You can find it on archive.org. It says the inhabitants of this isle are generally well proportioned, and their complexion is for most part black.
Wow.
And this is a crest, right?
So who was Elizabeth and Charles? Who are they? If these are your royal families of Great Britain, Scotland, and Ireland, why are they calling themselves the royals? This is the evidence. This is the evidence.
Just an example, I threw this in there. This is the coat of arms of Ivy William, 1485.
The Netflix and all these different movie viewing platforms have all these timepieces. They got one out called The Barbarians. You got the ones about Robert the Bruce. The one that Braveheart, the one that Braveheart, the movie. Why his name is leaving me. Mel Gibson did many years ago. That was a great piece. Problem is though is that they got everyone being played as so-called white people. So it's just all lies. All lies, and it's disgusting. And it just goes to show you how racist and hateful these people are. They can't even tell the truth about who you are and who they are. All right? This is Jeremiah 17:4, and it reads, "And thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thy heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thy enemies in a land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever."
Ivy finding. The same book, a description of the western islands of Scotland. And we're talking about the isle of Arran, or the island of Arran. It says the inhabitants of this isle are well proportioned, generally brown, and some of black complexion. They enjoy a good state of health and have a genius for all callings or employ. All right, brown or black complexion. And the isle of Gige says the inhabitants are all Protestants. All right, Protestants. Remember that, Protestant. I've been tell you guys when I say Protestants, because a lot of the times they'll be like, "Oh, we had a shipload of Protestants come from Ireland or whatever," and we just a bunch of white people, right? That's what we're all assuming. And that's what I'm trying to help break that spell. The inhabitants are all Protestants and speak the Irish tongue generally, there being but a few that speak English. They are grave and reserved in their conversation. They are accustomed not to bury on Friday. They are fair or brown in complexion and use the same diet that is made use of the adjacent continent isles. All right. It says about a league further of the south. All right, so this is about the island of Judah. It almost sounds like the island of Judah. Just replace the R with a D. Judah says the natives here are very well proportioned, being generally black of complexion and free from bodily imperfections. They speak